So last time we met on the Emmys gifting bag
Yes,
event,
I know.
and you already told me about this premiere. Why is it so special? God's not dead.
This is a very special premiere, God's Not Dead, We the People, here at Universal Studios, open air screening at the Hilton Hotel. I am so honored to be part of a movie that's such a great franchise. When David Arrowright first sent me the script and he told me a little bit about the premise, an homage to Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, the Frank Capra movie, I was so excited to participate on such a film with such a heart. And to work with such great actors like David Arrowright, with Miss Bastille, with Hadil, with Anna Zelinsky, Isaiah Washington, Antonio Sabato Jr., Mr. Bill Forsyth, what a legend. Everyone, the great ensemble cast is the heart of this film, and these faces, these energies, these images all come together and they collide in this fourth installment. It's so great.
Share something about your role in the movie.
Oh my gosh. So I play Congressman John Murray. And John Murray at first is a skeptic about what's going on with everything, with, is homeschooling okay? Is homeschooling not okay? We don't know where he is. And so all of a sudden, Congressman John Murray has an epiphany. He has a revelation. And in life, we always have revelations. And in life, we always have different journeys. And so I'm really happy to play such a character that has that. And I always find out that those moments in movies are magic. And so I'm just really pleased.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's not your first movie with David.
Oh my
I know
gosh.
that.
Yeah. So with David, this is, I guess, maybe film 3 with him. I was very honored to be in the Emmy-nominated film Finding Love in Quarantine, directed by Matt Shapira. Then I was very happy to work on another project that he produced called The Encounter, directed by Vance Knoll. Vance Knoll also directed this film flawlessly. He lensed it amazingly. And then most recently, a film called Nothing is Impossible, directed by Matt Shapira, which we shot in Knoxville, Tennessee, which is a really great kind of basketball film about hope and never giving up. And then also before that, during the pandemic, the movie Love on the Rock with Golden Globe nominee Stephen Bauer, Carrie Reed Lorsch, the list goes on, Matthew Marsden, Lauriane Guilleron in Malta, where we shot during the pandemic, which is great. And that's going to come out in October. So very, very happy. Yes, and so for me in my career at this point, I'm happy to align myself with films that I enjoy doing, that have such a heart, that have such a soul. And that's really, if I can do anything in life, these are the films that I want to do. I mean, I've done many films in my career of more than 2 decades, thank goodness for moisturizer. And so as a result, Marie Conchita Alonso, how beautiful you are.
Thank you so much.
Look at Bonita. She's so beautiful. I'm
Yes,
always so
hi,
happy to
hi.
see her, and you bring me joy. Thank you for coming to see me in this film. You rock. You're
How can I not?
so elegant, from Cannes to here to everywhere. Thank you.
And I
Blue.
would enjoy it. I know.
Oh my
and we,
gosh.
we didn't say, hey, what color we're going
I know, and this is great combination.
Fantastic, fantastic.
A big hug.
Thank
Ciao.
you so much for
Ciao,
stopping
ciao.
by.
So for me, it just, and also being in Hollywood at this time, is that, we need to be more of a conscious society, and we need to heal more, and this movie is about that. It's about consciousness and about awareness, and so I'm happy to be part of it.
Thank you so much. You are
Thank
always
you.
great.
Thank you.
We are here tonight on the God's Not Dead movie, and the second title is Vida People, but it's from the Constitution. What does it mean for you?
It says what it means. It means what it says. We the people. We're either going to fix these issues that we have amongst ourselves as our people, various different groups of people. We're going to figure out we're all in this boat together. So we're either going to figure out how we stay afloat or we're all going to sink together. That's what this movie really is about. It's about empowerment. It's about coming together, having a holistic and healthy dialogue, no matter how painful, no matter how uncomfortable it is. It's like going to marriage counseling. Nobody wants to do it, right? But this movie really opens up that opportunity to really seriously, let's stop picking at it and have a conversation like who we are, and is it okay to be whomever we are? It's okay in America. When did it stop being okay to just be whomever you are? Do you? As long as you're not breaking the law, as long as you're not hurting others, as long as you're not hurting yourself, do you? That's kind of where I hope this movie kind of pushes us, either today or maybe 20 years from now. But I did it out of love. I did it out of love for humanity, out of love for myself and my family. So hopefully people will feel that and that will resonate with them. I don't know. We'll see. That's what art is, right? It's up for individual interpretation, right?
Exactly. What was your role in the movie? It's a
sorry?
leading role, right? And what was your role?
Well,
Or
you know,
supporting?
I think that I pick my work based on three things. Does it resonate with me? Can I connect with the material? Where am I going to shoot it? Who are the people I'm working with? Does the deal feel right? Does it make sense? And all those things came into play for me. So I said yes. But usually by the page 15, I'll know if the character scares me or if the character makes me smile. And Congressman Daryl Smith made me smile. And I get to smile in the movie. A lot of people don't know I have teeth, based on my work.
In America, everybody loves to smile. Look
Right,
at the pictures.
right. So I was attracted to the role because it made me smile. And I
it's
know a lot of people don't like this word called hope, but it gave me hope.
I just wanted to add that it's probably an honest smile because I'm not from here, and sometimes I feel in America you just have to smile. But I guess that's what you felt. It's a very honest.
It was genuine. It made me smile. And when have you seen the movie?
No, yeah, just.
Are you gonna see it tonight?
Yes.
Oh, okay, then if you stay and see it, hopefully you will agree with my assessment.
How was it to work with David?
He's fantastic, a lot of fun. Such a pleasure, wonderful spirit. It's nothing more beautiful than, many people live their whole lives and not knowing their purpose, right? So to work with a colleague that knows why he was born and accepts the responsibility of that and handling it with such grace and a sense of humor is extraordinary to me.
So do you think a journey started and you're gonna work with him in the future a lot?
I got a funny feeling that David A.R. White and I are not done. The people have to decide if they want to see us together again. I'm not going to make any,
You're not the future.
forecasts, but I know we had a great chemistry. We worked well together. We were on the same page. So if the people decide that they want to see these characters, Congressman Daryl Smith and Reverend Dave again, then you have to decide that, not me.
I mean, the God's Not Dead movies have been really about opening up conversations about God in different areas. From the colleges to the high schools to the community, and this movie really just takes it to Washington D.C. It's a whole, If you ever saw that great Frank Capra movie, Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, this is, it's something that I think is perfect and relevant for the time such as this.
So if you choose, we had a hard time in the pandemic. Everybody was at home with their kids.
we explained that
How did you feel doing education at home for your children?
There's no doubt about it. I didn't know anything about homeschooling until, through COVID, any of you had children, you were doing, you were learning about homeschooling. And I have a whole new appreciation for people who do that. But ultimately, it's about freedom. It's about parents' freedom, just all of our freedoms. And hence, God's not dead. We the people. And where is the government? Where do we draw the line to how much the government comes into our lives and tells us what we can and can't do? You can't teach your kids about God or these things that America was ultimately built on.
How was it to shoot in New York? Los Angeles, and you went to
Yeah, well, I always wanted to shoot in Washington, D.C.
Sorry. Yes, it was in Washington.
Yeah, that's okay. We shot this in Oklahoma, Los Angeles, and ultimately Washington, D.C. And shooting there is it's always interesting, but it's also very humbling because there's so many wonderful monuments. There's obviously the places where we see Congress, we see the White House, we see all these things on the news for growing up our whole lives, and then to be able to shoot there and tell stories about it is we're happy to do that.
And you have the lead role in the movie, so how did you prepare for this?
I mean, I played Reverend Dave, in the whole franchise. So it's always just a matter of where is he going in this one, and how do we stretch that, and ultimately I think he's an everyday man who finds himself at the perfect place at the perfect time, which I think is it happens in all of our lives in different ways.
What is your next project? Right here.
We have a movie coming out called Love on the Rock, and we shot that in Malta actually last year, and I'm excited to release that. Exactly.
Hi there, my name is Leticia Robles, and I am here at the premiere of God's Not Dead, and I play Rita, Dowd.
Tell us something about your role, please.
So I play Rita Dowd, and Rita Dowd is she's from the social services, and she comes in and does not like what she sees in the school that they're doing at the home. And so basically I come in and say, this has to stop. You need to abide by the government rules. And so she is the voice of the government, and she takes it to the court and makes these people have to stop what they're doing by teaching their kids out of the Bible. So I think that it was a fun role to play. Yeah.
So do you have kids in real life?
I do have kids in real life. Yeah, I do.
Have they ever had homeschooling?
They have not had homeschooling, though I do want to homeschool them. I want to homeschool them even now. But I think they still believe in the system that we have been all brought up in, which is what we've all have learned that is the correct way. But I think in today's times we are learning that more and more things are coming to the light, that I think that right now parents might do well by pulling their kids from the government schools and homeschooling them for a little bit, because I think there's been a lot of indoctrination in the schools. So that's just my personal belief. I know it's not a popular belief, but that is what I believe. Yeah.
Because we can share everything in America because it's
Yeah,
a country.
that's right.
What the sentence, what is the phrase that we the people means for you?
So we the people means that we have the right for freedom. We the people means that we have the right to choose. We the people is our God-given sovereignty to choose what is best for us. And we have that right. We have that freedom. And I think when the government comes in and wants to take that away, I think that is much of an overreach that should not be allowed.
How was it to work with David? Was it your first time or you already worked with him?
I've worked with David White. I've worked with him many times, so I'm just very grateful that I get to work with him again. David does some really great films that I've been very lucky to be a part of. But this one, I have to say, is probably the most that just strikes a chord in my heart, because it's just so relevant to what's going on right now. So yeah.
Hi guys, my name is Matt Anspach,
There are just open opportunities. You are an actor.
and I am an actor, obviously, in the God's Not Dead, We the People movie. I play Brandon McKinnon.
Yeah. Tell us something about your role. What was it about?
Yeah, so I play son to Rebecca and Mike McKinnon, and I'm part of a homeschooling system in the movie. And So the movie takes place of local authorities writing up the homeschooling system, and ends up being taken to court, saying, we're not meeting the standard of we're teaching religion and Bible class and all of that. And so it ends up being taken to Washington, D.C. Meanwhile, my character is buying his first car, meeting a girl. He's kind of glad his parents are leaving. So he's soaking in and he's curious. He wants the freedom. He's been in homeschooling all of his life, so he's just curious, and it was just a joy to play.
What about you? Have you ever had to make homeschooling? Because you were an actor, so I guess you started quite early, and maybe you experienced already homeschooling.
Close. I mean, I went to a Christian high school, so and I was actually very familiar with the God's Not Dead movies, part of the franchise. So just being a part of the movie was a blessing in itself. And yeah, when you do go to a school like that and you're with a specific religion and all that, caution will come. You have to stand up for what you believe in, and this movie represents that, about taking a stand and fighting for what you believe in. So it totally relates to everything we're living right now with the pandemic and making our own decisions in life. And so it's just a great movie and a great story that really exemplifies what we're living today. So.
I can see your price in your neck.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's not just a decoration.
No.
So tell me something about it.
No,
What's the story?
yeah, definitely. I mean, this is something I've been wearing since I was 12, 13 years old. I'm 22 now. It's things like this about being a part of this film, that shows that God is always with me, and it was a God-sent thing, an opportunity to be a part of this film. And so, having this around me makes sure it keeps my head on straight, and reminds me of where I come from and just the path I hope to stay on. So, yeah.
What is your next project? Or maybe you already shooting?
Yeah. So I just did a small role in a Hulu show. I can't say the name yet. I'll be in one episode, just a little part. And I do a lot of voiceover on Netflix, so you can sometimes hear my voice on Spanish shows and German shows, playing the English voice of shows, and a couple things hopefully coming up in the future too. I mean, there's always something for an actor that's up in the air, and you can only hope to grab it. I mean, this film, it was a year-long process of even getting the role, so there's always something. So, yeah.
Well, I played the part of Martin Yeep, and he's been in the franchise since the first one, so I'm very excited to be back. He started off as an exchange student, and now he's kind of grown in his role in the movie and in the franchise, and also in the story, to become kind of like a leader in a leadership type position.
Your soul, your feelings?
Well, I think, for me, my character, Martin, is very special to me because I know a lot of people who's been through his same situation, who's only been new, who's been new to Christianity, and also, coming from China and other parts of the world, and so they experience that immigration experience as well as that conversion experience. So it's something that I can connect to because I grew up in a church with that kind of environment.
Born here, or did you born in China?
I was actually born in Hong Kong, but I grew up here, so I moved here when I was really young. So that's the difference between me and my character. My character came in college. I came here when I was still in elementary school.
How did you prepare for your character? Did you talk to people? What's the situation?
Well, I've actually, even before the movie, I've done a lot of research in this whole entire world. I've written plays and other things before for various productions, and one of the plays was about was set in the underground churches in China. So this character had that experience too. So definitely is something that I've been very experienced with.
What does sentence "we the people" means for you?
Well, I think the wonderful thing about being in the U.S. is that this is a government that we as a people just decide what we want, who we want to represent us, and I think that's the most important thing, is that our voices is heard no matter what your voice is, no matter what side of the equation you are. Your voice is always going to be heard, and you have the right to express it, and I think that's the most important thing. That's what that's how I relate to it.